doing the introduction because we're live now. I see you're muted. I guess not.
Yeah, I really want to. I just can't figure out how to work a microphone. So you can imagine how hard SEO is for me. All right, hey everybody, it is episode 33. Today is the 17th of June, and we have got the full crew here. Myself, Bradley, Marco, Hernan, and Chris is here.
What's up, everybody?
Hey, everybody.
Hey.
Hey guys, nice being here.
Episode 33.
Yeah.
33 weeks in a row, guys. Haven't missed a single week. That's pretty impressive, I think. You know, we need a week off sometime eventually.
When we're done.
Well, I guess the first and only announcement I know of, really, is that next Tuesday we're going to have Justin Sardi on, and Zane Miller. He's going to be attending as well. Cool. I did chat with him, and they're going to be talking about Video Ads Bootcamp, which is a YouTube ads or an AdWords for YouTube training course that they have. And so they're going to be talking about how to use AdWords for video for very cheap clicks, for driving really targeted traffic. I've been actually playing with them for about a week and a half or 10 days now, since they had come out with a targeting software that will build a targeting list, which is absolutely amazing. It's called TubeSift, and I love it. And I've been playing with it for about a week and a half and getting some really good results, which I'll be sharing with the affiliate accountability group and the Mastermind members tomorrow, because we've been kind of going over a case study weekly over there. And so, guys, I got some data for that for those of you that are Mastermind members, and it's been working quite well. I've been receiving opt-ins, driving people to a squeeze page, and that sort of thing, and I'm still fine-tuning it, but it's been really cool. And so they're going to be talking on next Tuesday evening at 8 p.m. about how to use YouTube ads and how to set them up. And really right now is a great time to get into YouTube ads because it's very, very cheap. There's an abundance of inventory of ads, and not a lot of people are doing YouTube ads right now. So, and you can get really, really targeted, just like you can with, similarly, like what you can with Facebook. So it's really cool. And we're going to have him on next week. So if you guys you want to definitely check that out. Adam, if you want to drop the link to the events page.
Yeah, no problem. I'll have that up there in a minute.
Yeah, and that way, if you guys want to check it out, come out next Tuesday and listen to what Justin Sardi and Zane Miller have to say about that, and I can be one of their testimonials. So,
Yeah, and we'll definitely have a reminder going out to everybody, because it's going to be pretty cool. If you're at all into generating alternate sources of traffic, which you should be, then this could be potentially some really good information for you.
Right, and we vouch for it because we have been using it on our own campaign. So
yep.
It makes a lot of sense for us to share with the community.
I mean, the best thing to do is to do SEO and paid traffic at the same time, you know, because that's where you really get a bunch of traffic and you know, not just rely on one source. So,
right.
And what's cool about paid traffic is it's scalable. Like, you know, you just once you got something that's converting, and if you know what your ad spend is, and you know how much revenue you can make from a certain amount of ad spend, then you can just scale it. You know, just if you put $1 in and you get $1.50 out, then you just want to put as many dollars in as you can. You know what I mean?
Right.
So.
Yeah. And that's the whole point of the affiliate accountability group that we are moving forward on the Mastermind. That's exactly the point. You know, having as many converting funnels as you possibly can, doing what you love, so that you can scale up your business.
That's right. So, all right. Well, with that, let's go ahead and get into the questions.
Cool.
And we don't have any other announcements, do we, Adam?
Not at this time.
All right. Well, let me get my. Actually, let me stop this just for a minute and clean up a couple of my windows.
Go ahead. I see Jason. It looks like it's his birthday. I hope he's here. If you're not, I guess you can watch a replay and catch it. But happy birthday, Jason.
Of the Fire Black group.
Happy birthday, man.
Yeah.
Happy birthday, Jason.
All right. Here we go. I think it's clean enough. Now you guys are seeing my screen. All right, and we're streaming okay. Is that right, Adam? Did you check it?
Looking good.
All right, good. All right, let's get started. Elliot says, SEO newbie checking in. Hopefully this question is relevant. I've been reading a lot about Web 2.0 tools/bots, and am trying to differentiate between how effective they are for a 2.0 builder like Money Robot. How does building out your own IFTTT networks differ as far as the actual work getting done when it's all said and done, isn't it basically the same thing as far as what properties are built and linking actually done? Thanks. Looking forward to getting involved in your awesome training. Okay. Well, thanks for that, Elliot. But we have covered this before. It's been a while since somebody's asked this question, so it's certainly good to bring it up again. We don't use tools to create the accounts because they have a shorter shelf life, typically, if you use tools. I mean, we've tried a bunch of them. I've tried a bunch of different account creators for the IFTTT networks, and I just have found that a lot of the times those accounts end up getting terminated. And even if they don't get terminated, having the bots or the account creators create the accounts doesn't really help us much, because we still have to log into every one of them to complete the profiles, which would be to add the photos, add the bios, and interlink to the other properties, which is a critical component of what we do with the IFTTT networks. So, just creating mass accounts or spam accounts with bots or account creators is okay if your strategy is just to mass spam stuff. But when we treat our IFTTT SEO networks as long-term assets, and because of that, even if we used an account creator, we'd still have to go in and manually complete the profiles and do all the interlinking, and so it really doesn't save us that much time at all to use the account creators. And in fact, even after going in and completing the profiles, a lot of those bot-created accounts end up getting terminated. And through lots and lots of testing, we've just decided just to continue going forward with manual creation for that very reason. Okay. So great question, though. Again, if you're doing totally spam accounts, like if you're building supplemental networks to build links to your IFTTT networks, then it's certainly okay. I mean, one of our Mastermind members who also is helping out with support, Michael Bose, he used a software to build tens of thousands of sites, I believe, that he uses as supplemental networks, and that's, he still uses them all the time. But those are kind of like churn and burn type sites. Right.
And it also depends on what you're doing, Elliot, because we do use those kind of tools, but away from anything that we deem worthy, like a money site or a client site. So they do work really well. In fact, our IFTTT link building service, it's working on based on FCS and GSA, but not directly for the IFTTT networks. It also depends on what you're doing. If you're pumping, I don't know, videos, or you want to rank videos or parasites, they may still work, but there is also a lot of potential that is wasted when using bots, on some really high DA and high powerful social accounts. That's why we interlink, because they have more power, they have more juice that can be. Those accounts can give a lot more juice than just with the bots accounts.
That's right.
One other thing too, if you're tracking some of this stuff, I mean, this starts to get complicated too. If you're trying to track a lot of properties and see if they're syndicating, if you don't know what is actually working or not, then it kind of defeats the purpose of building them in the first place, if that makes sense.
Boom. There you go. That's nice.
Supplemental type links, that's fine. Like if you're doing it strictly to push juice, but part of the reason that we also interlink and build the profiles out the way that we do is to give them, stickability, in other words. And also it increases, when we theme our networks, which is also another critical component of the IFTTT SEO training, is that we theme the networks so that they are more relevant and they produce better trust signals. And by having them interlinked and completed and themed the way that we do, which you can't do with a bot, you know what I'm saying? That makes it them a hell of a lot stronger and more effective. So again, it just as long as you understand where that's useful, then absolutely you can do that to save you some time. But as far as what we teach for the core or the foundation, that it really isn't the best. It's not the best idea to use those kind of software programs or account creators. Okay. All right, we're going to move on. Shannon Adams says, if you have a themed niche-related PBN, is it a good idea or a bad idea to link directly to the money site and also link to the Tier 1 branded network from the same themed niche-related PBN? Well, I don't know. I mean, I've done it, Shannon. As long as it's a themed related PBN and it's got good signals, then yeah, I mean you can link to both. I would probably use different posts though to link out to where, or actually it might even make sense at times. It might even make sense to link to, like, say for example, a website and also the Facebook page, within the same post.
Right.
Or if you were going to use them to link to both, I would separate them by multiple posts. In other words, maybe link to the website with one post and do 2 or 3 posts that link to other places, whatever. And then on the fourth post, maybe link back over to another, like a web, one of the Web 2 properties or the IFTTT network properties or something like that. So you either keep them together because it makes sense to in an article or a post, or you separate them enough such that it doesn't look like it's clearly a PBN linking to one property or one set of properties. Does that make sense? Hopefully that's clear.
Yeah. If I can chime in here, Bradley.
Yeah, sure.
It makes sense. It makes sense when, for example, when we're doing press releases, that you link back to the client side and then you drop a link to a high DA, high authority Web 2.0 or Tier 1 property. It would make sense to approach it like that. And this is also something that I'm testing over the past couple of weeks. I've been testing, start linking to my Tier 1s with my PBNs instead of linking back directly to my money sites. And the results are starting to look good. It's not conclusively, it's not something that I can say, guys, go ahead and switch all of your PBNs links to money site back to your Tier 1s, but the results that I'm seeing, they are promising. So once I have that, we will probably share it first with the Mastermind, and then we will go ahead and make some approaches on the Hump Hangout, if possible, because I've been seeing nice gains by linking PBNs to Tier 1s only, not to the money site, but to a Tier 1.
Yeah, and I've actually been doing some similar testing where I'm taking a post that has been syndicated from the money site to the Web 2, the IFTTT networks, and then I'm taking the post URLs from the networks, and I'm building links to those from PBNs, and also doing some additional social signals, and I'm getting pretty good results with that as well.
Right.
So typically, like what we do with the FCS and the GSA campaigns is generally I just build directly to the profile URLs. So I take the network properties, the list that comes right out of the spreadsheet from when we build the networks. I take the list of profile URLs and just send them over to the link building team, and they set up the GSA, the FCS campaign, and then the GSA to the FCS links. And that's just because it's easier, and it builds the juice and the authority, the page authority to those profiles on the home pages, though, not the individual posts. So you get the benefit or the boost of the additional page authority when a post is first syndicated to those properties. But then once they paginate and they go, get pushed to page 2 because of new posts on, stacking on top, then they lose some of that. Usually by then I'm already ranked where I want to be anyways, or I've received a significant boost from it or whatever. But what I've been doing lately is taking a little bit more of a manual approach and going through, and after publishing a post on the money site and it syndicates out, going and scraping those specific post URLs on those Web 2 sites, and then building additional links and additional social signals to those. And I've been finding some pretty good results with that recently. So we'll be talking more about that, especially in the MasterCLASS, because we're doing the local SEO case study right now. And got a lot of really good stuff going on with that, and strategies that we're getting into pretty deep with that. So we'll be talking about more of that in just 45 minutes from now. So, all right, we're going to keep moving. Brian says, would there be a way to make an RSS feed for all YouTube playlists so it can be syndicated across IFTTT? Playlists, you can have an RSS feed from playlists.
Yeah, I'll grab that and paste that in there.
Yeah, because you got it in the knowledge base now, don't you?
Yep.
Okay, we just created that a couple of days ago. So yeah, if you want to grab that, Brian, I mean, there is an RSS feed format for playlists. So yeah, you should be able to do that. In fact, guys, any of you that have channels that have that are pretty broad channels, they're not real specifically themed, then that's one way that you can get more power out of them, is to set up playlists for everything that are themed, and then use your playlist URLs or the playlist RSS feeds to build links back to those sites through theme-specific networks, if that makes sense. You know what I mean? So that's one way that you can do it. Okay. Mitch says, what is your opinion of linking directly within a YouTube video description to the specific blog posts the same video is placed on? Isn't this a type of link exchange that's against YouTube rules, and wouldn't this cancel the benefits of the YouTube backlink? I don't know if it's against YouTube's rules, Mitch. I've never had any problems with it, but I have done some testing, and I found that when you link to the blog post from within the video description that the video is embedded on, it's not as effective as if you just link to, like, for example, the silo head, the silo landing page, or a category page, or the home page URL, or something like that, something other than the. So I know what you're talking about. It's like a reciprocal link, right? I don't know that it's against any terms of service to do that. I don't think it is, but I have done testing with that. And if I create a video that's going to be embedded in a specific blog post, then I generally don't link in the YouTube description to that blog post URL. What I do is I link up to, like, the silo heading, right? So I link up. I go up the ladder and link up to the higher level page or the higher level category, because typically a blog post is going to be long tail anyways, that I'm targeting a long tail keyword, and I'm looking to push juice up anyways to my more competitive shorter terms, right? Shorter tail terms that generally will produce more traffic, even if it's not buyer intent traffic. That's typically what we're doing with the silo strategy anyways. So I usually will link either to the home page of the site or to a silo landing page or another inner page or something other than directly to the same post that it's going to be embedded on. And here, part of the reason why is because I usually do the video first, right? And I don't have the post already created on the website. I'm waiting till the video is uploaded or streamed or whatever to YouTube before I create the post, so I don't even have the URL to begin with. You know what I mean? But it just works out that I have tested it both ways, and I have seen better results when you do not do a reciprocal link and you just link to another URL within the same target site. If that makes sense. Hernan, do you have any input on this?
Hey, Bradley.
Yeah.
If I can add to this, if they go to the channels, that have a lot of trust and authority on YouTube in whatever their niche is, and they see what they're doing, most of them link to the home page.
Yeah.
Most of them will not link to the page that the video's embedded on. So, I mean, why not follow the ones that have the trust and authority instead of trying to figure out how to do it? I mean, it's how they're doing it, and they link to their social media profiles, and they link up to their channels, and they just go back and forth. Just follow the pattern.
Yep,
right.
I agree.
Yeah, I was about to say something similar that Marcos just did, and I have had a client, I'm working with them on where they didn't have any, they uploaded a bunch of videos showcasing their products, but they didn't have any backlinks back to their categories of those videos. So what we did was to change the descriptions, linking back to the category of those videos, the head category of the silo head, as you were mentioning, and we saw a nice bump on ranking. Yes. So yeah, I will vouch on that.
Yeah, that's the way I do it. I always link up to one level higher, like in my hierarchy of how my URLs are stacked. I usually always link at least one level up, if not just going directly to the home page. So. Okay, this is a great question, though, Mitch. The next one, he says, I know you do video siloing. Would you recommend embedding a playlist on a website silo landing page and theme mirror the playlist videos to its silo architecture? Absolutely. We've absolutely covered that. In the MasterCLASS, we did an entire week on that. Well, one of our webinars was entirely about embedding playlists and how to, basically what you said, theme mirroring your playlist on your website, or vice versa, your website to your playlist, and it absolutely helps. It builds the authority for both your website and your YouTube channel. So it's a great strategy. I don't know if you're in the MasterClass, Mitch, but we did talk about that. I believe it was like week 5 or 6. Week 4, 5, or 6. It was when we were doing the YouTube stuff, and it was all about embedding playlists. So good question. Jason says, oh, that was Jason talking about being here today. Kathy, SEO Blink, Kathy's in our mastermind. She says, I'm looking for some training on how to properly optimize a YouTube video, description, title tags, etc. Does Semantic Mastery have anything like this? If not, do you have any recommendations? We do. Kathy, it's in the MasterClass, and you're a Mastermind member, so you have full access to that. Week 2 MasterClass was channel optimization, channel setup and optimization. Week 3 and 4 were on-page optimization. I think week 3 was mostly like optimizing the YouTube video itself. And then, so just go back and check the MasterClass members area, Kathy. You'll see we've got everything labeled pretty good in there now, so you should be able to see it. Also, we're going to be releasing in about the next week to 10 days where we've taken all the YouTube training from the MasterClass and we've polished it up and we're bundling it up into a nice separate product that we're going to be selling called YouTube Mastery. For people that are in the MasterClass, it's not necessary. You guys have that training. But for people that aren't in the MasterClass that want specific YouTube training, it's going to be a product that we're going to be releasing in the next probably maybe 2 weeks. So it'll be in there as well. And Kathy, since you're a Mastermind member, you'll get access to that also. So it'll be like a specific course devoted just to YouTube optimization. Okay. All right, Monique says, will you be covering many white hat techniques throughout your trainings? Yeah, most of what we teach, well...
What's white hat?
Yeah. How about no hat techniques?
Yeah. Results technique or something like that?
Put the hat on you need.
Yeah. Whatever color hat it is you want to wear, that's entirely up to you. I really could care less. We just teach stuff that works.
Yeah. And just to reiterate on what you're saying, Bradley, the moment that you are building a backlink, Monique, you're considered
black hat.
Okay? It doesn't matter if you have a high authority website that people love, you are outside Google Terms of Service. So I'd rather use no hat SEO. You know?
Yep. Well, I mean, the thing is when you intentionally go out and build a backlink to your site, you're already in violation of terms of service.
Yeah.
So you just got to understand that, and I'm sure Monique understands that. But
yeah,
there's certainly some dirty SEO stuff that you can do, and we talk a little bit about that sometimes too. I mean, it's just we try everything.
Yeah, we test it all. So, yeah, to see where it breaks.
So the only thing I don't do, sorry, Hernan, but the only thing that I would say that we don't do, that I certainly don't do, and I've never have done, and I don't ever plan on doing it, is negative SEO.
Right.
I don't do that.
Right.
So.
Yeah. But it would make a lot of sense for any money site or any client of you that get out there, get a Facebook page, and share their links over there, and that will be considered black hat because you're doing it on purpose, to get backlinks and to get. But you're also getting traffic. So I think the IFTTT, particularly the IFTTT strategy that we teach, it's really, really white hat. In my opinion, because your plan not on getting rankings are a byproduct, but you're getting visibility, increased visibility and visitors. Rankings are a byproduct of that, of providing good content to visitors, which is what we aim for at the end of the day.
That's right. I mean, really, it's not rankings you're seeking; it's traffic.
Right. Yeah.
I mean, that's really what it boils down to. Is it's not the rankings; it's the traffic that it produces. So.
Yeah.
Hey, Bradley.
Go ahead.
I think I mentioned this before, but just in case, if you're manipulating search engines in any way, you're no longer white hat, because what Google advocates is go write content, will find you eventually, a year or two from now, whenever, and eventually will rank you. Where? We don't know. I mean, that's what they tell you. Anything you do above and beyond that to help your website to rank, now you're manipulating. So again, just going back to hammer this home, there's no such thing as white, gray, purple. I don't care, multicolored hat. You're either manipulating or you're just sitting there writing content and hoping.
That's right. Well said. Elliot says, that makes a lot of sense. Thanks for answering so much detail. You're welcome, Elliot. Jeff Bear says, I seem to recall hearing in one of your videos that YouTube channels should be set up for monetization. If I'm using my IFTTT accounts / YouTube channel for a client in the home remodeling space, do I really want to monetize the channel? Besides the network, I may embed videos on his site and would hate for ads to appear in the videos. This seems wrong to me. Did I misunderstand, or should I really monetize the channel? What are the advantages of monetizing? Yes, you misunderstood, Jeff. What I say is talk about turning on the monetization and then turning ads off. You turn monetization on the channel, right? So you enable the channel for monetization, but then you specifically turn the ads off, which you can do. It gives you that option. And the only reason why we do that is, number one, it adds a little bit of authority to your channel, because you're giving YouTube permission to monetize your channel, even if you turn the ads off, opt out of having the ads display. So it's just one of those things, like that little extra step that you do that helps to give your channel a little bit more authority, and I've tested this. But number two, it gives you the ability, once you've enabled monetization, for you to add a custom thumbnail to your videos. That's really where the key is and why you want to do it, because especially if you're ranking videos for lead gen stuff, whether it's for clients or for your own lead gen assets or whatever, if you, like, I don't put phone numbers in the title tag anymore. In the thumbnail image draws your eye to it on the SERPs, right? So I use that as like a mini billboard. So I create a graphic, has a bright big number on it, bright colors. It sometimes looks tacky, but I don't care. It's to draw attention to it and entice the click or entice the call, right? That's what I'm looking for. So by enabling channel monetization, you can add custom thumbnails to your videos so that you're not at YouTube's mercy for what thumbnail image shows. If you don't have that ability when you have an unmonetized channel, you don't get to choose. You get to choose from 3 images that YouTube gives you, but they're just random images from your video. And sometimes they're not the most flattering, or sometimes they don't have a call to action present, whatever. So by enabling channel monetization, you can add custom thumbnails. Okay? Hopefully that clears that up.
Ninja trick right there.
Huh?
That's a ninja trick right there.
Yep. Yeah, I mean, that's what I do with all my videos, because that gives you the ability to add that. And like I said, I use that as like a mini billboard. So I don't put the phone number in the title tags anymore, but I put it on the thumbnail image, and then like the strong call to action, like call now or free estimates or whatever the hell it is that would be the appropriate call to action for that particular lead gen video or for that video period. And then I also put the phone number in the or the video description on the first line of the video description, because that makes the phone number also appear in the search results in the meta description. Okay, so that's what I do. But Again, I know that a lot of people are still putting phone numbers in their title tags, and they're getting away with it, and that's fine. I know a couple colleagues of mine that had a couple channels shut down that had many videos on them that weren't particularly spammy at all, other than that they had phone numbers in the title tags, and I heard through the grapevine that was a spam trigger. And so I just went through hundreds of my own videos and removed the phone numbers out of all the title tags, just as a safe measure. And I haven't had anything shut down, so knock on wood, that did the trick. But I know other people still have it in the title tag, so just use it at your own risk. Okay. Shannon says, "Cool, thanks for your insights on that." Absolutely, Shannon, you're welcome. Joe Rodriguez says, "So I'm going through the basic training and I'm a bit confused about things. What order do I go through in the modules? It seems like I started at the overview, then went to updates, but the updates are more advanced. Seems like there's some functional stuff I should go through first. Should I go down the column on the left, then the column to the right?" You must be talking about IFTTT SEO Academy. Yeah, you read it like a book, top to bottom, left to right, right? Or left to right, top to bottom. The updates, though, just keep in mind, you might want to familiarize yourself with the updates, even if it is a bit more advanced. By the time you get through the entire training, the updates will make perfect sense to you. But the updates, I would at least familiarize myself with the updates prior to going on to the next step, which would be setup, and then after that would be accounts, right? Because I know the course very well. But just so that when you're going through the bulk of the training, you're aware of what updates have been made since the original recordings. That's all, okay? But just read it just like a book. All of our courses will be set up exactly the same way, which is, to me, 100% logical. You read left to right, top to bottom, right? So that's the way they're set up. And again, just so you know, I would go through the updates and familiarize myself with them before moving on to the next lesson or the next section, right? Just so that you're aware of those updates, so that when you're going through the normal training, that you you'll remember, oh yeah, I saw an update about this. So if you're following through the training and actually performing the actions, and you see something different, it'll trigger your memory to, hey, well, let me jump back over to the update section because I'm sure there's a video over there that will walk me through it. User interfaces changes. Guys, it wouldn't make sense. It's not feasible or practical for me to go through every time there's a change made and update all the content. I wouldn't be able to do anything else. So there's the original training, and then there's updates. The update videos are added specifically to address changes in things that happen, and things change often, so there's a lot of updates. Okay. Number 2, I'm going to start by building branded networks for a number of clients in different niches. Do I need to worry about creating personas, or just use their existing business name, Gmail accounts, credentials? Yeah, you can do that. If you're building branded accounts for existing clients, I would recommend that for their branded accounts, you build them underneath their Google, like their accounts. In other words, you use their credentials to set up the accounts, and then for those accounts like Google and stuff that you can manage yourself, like through your own login, just add yourself as a page manager. We talk about this like almost weekly, but I would recommend that you set up the accounts under their Google accounts so that they're the owners, because essentially, you don't know that they're going to be your clients forever. So really, it's their accounts that you're creating, right? So you might as well set them up under their accounts or their names, their existing accounts. We talk about using personas and stuff because, one, we got so many, we build so many networks and supplemental networks, not just branded. We build them for multiple reasons. But number 2, I like to separate things, for my own network of sites, like because I'm in multiple niches and things like that. I like to keep everything separate. But for clients, absolutely, you would want to go ahead and set them up underneath their accounts, and there's nothing wrong with that. But just for ease of use, you might want to add yourself, Joe, your main Google profile as a page manager to a lot of those, so that you can log in or have access to those YouTube channels and those Google Plus pages without having to clear cookies and go log in through with their account credentials and that sort of thing. Okay. All right, keep moving. MD Green, I thought I saw one. Yeah, customer getter. I like that. Customer getter. MD Green says, you guys did an IFTTT network for me and I want to use it for a segment of videos. Can I use a mashed RSS feed from all of the videos I want to use, or would a playlist make more sense to syndicate several videos on different channels through the network you just set up? Well, what I would do is, let me think about this, because I know you can syndicate videos now with a like. It's a separate recipe, and somebody asked me last week, I'm not going to set up or create recipes for you guys in the IFTTT training, because once you've gone through the IFTTT training, you should know how to set up your own recipes anyways. Okay, but you can set up a trigger now. When you set up a recipe and you choose YouTube as the trigger, then you have to select an action that causes the trigger, right? And we've always, for the main training, we talk about when a new video is uploaded, that's the trigger action, right? But there's now a trigger for liking a video as well, which can do the same thing. So if liked video, then post to, like WordPress or Blog or Delicious Digo, that sort of thing, right? So you can set up a like that way, and you can add videos. In fact, I wonder if one of them is, let's just go check it out for a minute. We got a minute. Let's do it. We'll log in and take a look.
Yeah, because smashing feeds will not syndicate out the video, right? It's better to use.
Smashing the feeds won't, but that's what I'm saying. If you like a video, I'm pretty sure even liking somebody else's video, as long as your channel is connected to a network and you're liking as that channel, that it will syndicate that video.
That is correct, I believe.
Cool.
I'm pretty sure that's it. But let's just go through my recipes. Let's go to create a recipe and we'll check it out. So if this, we'll say YouTube. Here's the trigger. So we have a new liked video. This trigger fires every time you like a video on YouTube. So yes, it doesn't matter whose video it is that you like. you can say, if you select that as your trigger, so let's create that trigger, then we'll say then that. So let's say we want to syndicate to Blogger, which is one of our network properties. We're going to create a post. So now every time you like a video on YouTube, so you can, and I would recommend that you go ahead and create your own playlist on your own channel with other people's videos. That's absolutely perfectly fine to do that. In fact, you can piggyback or borrow authority from other people's videos and push some of that authority into your channel. And in other words, your channel will siphon some authority from those other popular relevant videos into your own playlist, and then you can go through your own playlist and like those videos on your own playlist, and it will still syndicate out across your network.
Right.
Right.
Yeah,
so,
it could be done. You could have your own favorite playlist. You know, you went through different videos and you favorite them, and they were added to a playlist. So you can have a trigger when that happened. You know, like this new like feature. But you can also get a feed from that like playlist and syndicate that out too, you know, to another network, for example.
And look, there's 3 triggers. So one of them is a liked video. One is when you add to the watch later playlist, and then the other one is just a new public video uploaded, right? Which could be an upload or a hangout on air or a live stream or whatever. So, right. Yeah, that can be done. Pretty cool. All right, we're gonna keep moving. Let's see. Jordan Fowler says, just switch my main video's description backlinks to category titles in blog rather than individual blogs while watching Hump Day. It's awesome, Jordan. As they say in Indonesia, while swimming, drink water, kill 2 birds with 1 stone.
Nice, I like that.
Funny. That's funny.
While swimming, drink water.
Nice.
It's cool. Yeah, I think you might see a little bit of a difference, Jordan, from that, just from doing that. So. Chris K says, so my tier 1 is set up. I set up the RS plugin with the spintax from the file, published my first article. IFTTT recipes worked for the most part. The only thing is the RSS plugin didn't give me an attribution link. Does my feed new to include / blank from the RSS plugin? Yeah, you have to, Chris. If you're using the RSS plugin that we provide, let me just grab a notepad and I'll show you what I mean. Blow this up a little bit. All right, so if it's domain.com / feed, that's your normal feed right there, right? That's what you would normally use when you're syndicating content, and especially if you're not using our plugin, then you'd be using like the Yoast RSS plugin, or I'm sorry, the Yoast SEO plugin, which has the RSS. It will add the attribution link to your feed output or your feed items, right? But if you're using our plugin, then there's a custom slug after that. So essentially, you need to use the whole entire URL. So if it would be like, I'm just going to call this custom. Okay, so you need to use this feed and your recipes, or else you're not going to get the attribution link back, because the attribution link is only inserted in this feed, and this is a custom feed URL. Okay. So go back and double check that. It's real easy to fix. All you need to do is go into IFTTT, click on your recipes, and then go through your recipe list. Like, for example, if I just go in here, click on the edit button, I'd scroll down, and oh, well, this is a video post. But if I go back to a RSS recipe, for example, like this one, just click on that, and then you just drop your RSS feed in here with the custom slug after it. Okay? So that'll fix that. Okay, Elliot says, I think it's about time to use this Friday's paycheck to join Mastermind. That's a good idea, Elliot. We will certainly welcome you to the group if you do. So maybe
best investment you will make in.
Yeah, you know, it's funny. I had one of our aspiring Mastermind members contact me about joining the Mastermind a few weeks back when we were offering the original founding members pricing right before we raised it. And he said, well, I'll just have to add this to my monthly bills. And I said, you're looking at it the wrong way. If you're looking at joining the Mastermind as adding to your monthly bills, then you shouldn't be in the Mastermind, because right. Joining the Mastermind won't add to your bills, it will add to your income.
Right.
So think about it that way, guys. You know, it's the cost of tuition or membership isn't an expense, it's an investment, and it won't add to your bills, it will add to your income if you take action. Okay? So that's good. I'm glad you actually brought that up because that's something that I think we should probably state more often.
Yeah.
Maybe you can
Because
give me. I'm sorry. Go ahead, Hernan.
no, I mean that it's not only about SEO and ninja tactics, it's about business growing. So we encourage everyone joining the mastermind that they should grow their business.
Yeah, and it's funny because the mastermind has now actually become more of advanced SEO training and a little bit less about business training, specifically because our MasterCLASS has kind of taken over as the SEO plus business training instead of just SEO training. And it's interesting because it didn't really start out intended that way, but it has kind of evolved into that. And so our MasterCLASS is our like intermediate level, beginner to intermediate level, to help you get profitable and get a real business going. And then from there, once you have a business that's generating revenue, we recommend that you graduate up to the Mastermind, which is about advanced SEO techniques and advanced business stuff too. But we talk a lot inside the Mastermind about like advanced SEO stuff.
Yeah.
Because we're covering a lot of the business stuff in the MasterCLASS now, if that makes sense.
Right. And if you join the Mastermind, you get the MasterCLASS for free. It makes sense.
Included. That's right. So that is one benefit of joining the Mastermind, is that you get all of our other products included. Anything over $300, it'll be 30% off. Anything under $300 is included. And we got a lot of stuff coming out over the next, for the rest of the summer. So if you're considering it, do it, is what I'm saying. So, okay, it says, maybe you can give me some advice on the angle I want to take to see my first dollars. I have a strong background in video production. I want to crank out generic videos and then rank and rent for low search volume, low search, low competition, but high revenue per sale niches. Great strategy, Elliot. Tree trimming Nashville, monthly volume 90. In a perfect world, is it realistic to get these kind of local search term videos on the front page within weeks? Yes, it is. In fact, Elliot, my biggest lead gen, the biggest section of lead gen properties that I have in my business is in the tree service industry. I absolutely love that industry because it's not real competitive. It is in more metropolitan, bigger areas, but it's not that competitive. And the tree service guys, and I'm not saying this to be derogatory, they're not the most sophisticated guys in the world when it comes to online marketing stuff. And so a lot of the times they will just go hire one of those mass emails that get sent from India and stuff like that for their SEO work. And so it's kind of like shooting fish in a barrel. It's like not difficult to rank and do well in that industry. And it's a it's a high margin industry, right? So like the average job, and I do a revenue share with that instead of like, you can do a pay per lead basis, or you can just do flat rentals or leasing, of properties, which is absolutely the easiest way to get started, is to just do a flat rental fee on stuff. Or you can do pay per lead. It's a little bit more infrastructure you have to have set up. It's a little bit harder to track stuff and everything else, but it is very profitable that way. But the best way is if you can get a good relationship with tree service contractors, or any contractors for that matter, but where you can do a revenue share. And like my biggest lead gen client or lead buyer is a tree service contractor, and he does a 10% revenue share with me. So he's only paying for leads that turn into actual jobs. But the jobs, it's like, sometimes we'll get, we had a $27,000 job that came through about 3 weeks ago. And so I got a $2,700 paycheck in cash, and he pays me cash, and I love it because he pays me in cash, and that's my spend money every month, is the money that I get from that client, that contractor, and it's 10%. And so we had a call come in from Charlottesville, Virginia. It's something that I haven't had a site up. I had a site that got penalized down there, and I haven't really done anything down there for a while because he works Northern Virginia now, which is in the opposite direction. But somehow, some way, we got a call from Charlottesville about 3 weeks ago and got a $27,000 job out of it, and I got $2,700 from it. Freaking fabulous.
Yeah, something else to keep in mind with this, Elliot, is to check out the surrounding areas. I'm not super familiar with Nashville, so I just looked it up real quick. And you've got all the surrounding areas. So a lot of times, like if you look up Nashville, I'm gonna bet that a city that size has a strong 7-pack. And if you're just targeting tree trimming, you might have, it might be tougher, but there's got to be suburbs. Like I think here it is. Wikipedia's got Brentwood, Columbia. I can't pronounce these other ones, but Lebanon, Smyrna, Spring Hill. So don't forget about that stuff.
Yes.
And because everywhere in every industry, if you do your keyword research, somebody's looking for, industry near me. And
Right.
so long as you start covering some of these areas, you're going to start popping up.
Yeah, and not only that, but exactly what Adam said. You want to cover all the suburbs, like get hyper local, hyper targeted with your search terms, and just do a bunch more of those videos. You know what I mean? And then target multiple variations of the keyword, like tree cutting, tree trimming, tree pruning, emergency tree removal. You know, all these, and I know these keywords really well because like I said, I work in that industry a lot. But what you'll find is that the keywords that you're looking at that show search volume and stuff like that, those are a bit more competitive. So if you start targeting some of these other longer tail terms and things that don't even show any search volume, don't worry about that. I highly recommend that you go get a Google Suggest keyword tool. There's some of them that are free online. The most robust tool that I know of currently is Power Suggest Pro. If you go to semanticmastery.com/Power Suggest, it's just one word. You can check that out. I think it's still only $47. I absolutely love that keyword tool. It scrapes Google Suggest terms, and you can find some real long-term tail stuff that you can rank for very, very easily. And those terms are generating traffic, whether the keyword planner shows them or not, shows traffic or not. Because if they're showing up in Suggest, it means people are clicking on them, or else they wouldn't be in Suggest. And so, like I said, you can target some of the keywords, phrases that come back from like Power Suggest Pro very, very quickly and get rankings for those and just do a bunch of those. And cumulatively, those little trickles of traffic will actually end up being more traffic than just targeting the higher competition, more broad term. Okay, so totally, in a realistic world, is it realistic to get these kinds of search terms and videos on the front page within weeks? Absolutely. In fact, if you use the strategy in which we just talked about, with using especially suggested phrases, then you can get traffic in a matter of hours, not weeks, in hours you can get stuff ranked. Okay, and then you just do more and more of them. In fact, in the case study that we're doing for local SEO, case study in MasterCLASS, which is ongoing right now, I did about 44 videos in a week using a tool to automate most of it. And out of those 44 videos, I think about 25 of them were on page 1. And out of 25, I think about 15 of them are in the top 3. And did that all in about a week's time. Okay.
Hey, Bradley?
Yep.
Isn't the record in the Mastermind something like 37 seconds to number 1?
Yeah. 5 minutes. That's my record.
Yeah. Yeah. So as long as it took me to click from one tab to the other. So, anyways, Elliot, yeah, absolutely, man. I would recommend, if you're not in the MasterClass yet, at least start there or join the Mastermind, and you'll get that included. And in fact, if you do that, then we can make all of the entire MasterClass available to you immediately anyways. So, Holly says, I know this is a noob question, but why are these padlocks on certain MasterClass modules and I'm not able to view them? Holly, good question. It's covered in the overview video, which is on the first tab. When you log into the site, it's specifically mentioned that they are on a drip schedule of every 7 days. And we did that on purpose so that it gives you guys time to go through the content and apply what you learn, number one. Number two, because people that got on board with us when they first started and people that are joining now, if they were to come in and get all of the same training in one fell swoop and then cancel their membership, then that wouldn't be fair to the original founding members. And again, like I said, most of the reason is because it gives you the chance to apply what you learn on a weekly basis, because too many people go through and just watch all the videos and then they say, oh, this doesn't work because they didn't apply. Then you can't possibly apply everything after watching 5 or 6 sessions in a row. You just can't do it. But if you do have the ability to attend the live master classes every week, whether you're on the drip schedule or not, you can still attend the live classes every week if you want to catch the live session. And if you join the Mastermind, then we will unlock those for you. And soon, within the next few weeks, we're going to be offering the ability to just do an upgrade where it will unlock those for just a one-time fee. Okay.
Hey, Holly, just send in a support ticket if you have any questions. Support.semanticmastery.com, and I'll get with you outside of the Hangout.
Jeff says, is there any limit on how many Google Plus or YouTube pages I can be an admin of? I'm not sure about just an admin. I know you can create 50 YouTube channels or pages, Google Plus pages, under one account, but I'm not sure if there's a limit to how many you can be a manager of. Jeff, that's a good question. I've not reached that limit yet because I've got mine spread out through multiple accounts anyways. But that's actually a really good question. I know you can have, again, you can be the owner of up to 50 channels, or you know, channels and Google Plus pages are one and the same now. But as far as being a manager, I don't know if that same limit holds, or if you can go beyond that. Jordan says, any tips on Shopify blog SEO, which has no category capabilities and crummy tags? Their blog platform sucks. But clients already have full 2 stores there. You guys are currently building the IFTTT Tier 1 for me for 2 of these clients. Tips. Yeah, put a blog on a subdomain.
Right.
Put a WordPress blog on a subdomain of that site, and then set up your categories and silos and everything on the blog, and drive traffic to your Shopify site through the subdomain blog. That's the best way to do it. Because then, remember, as you're building and syndicating content from your blog, it's going to be building domain authority, which will actually, you know, because it's, you know, the domain authority is site-wide, it's domain-wide, so it will actually boost the SEO of the Shopify site too that's on the root domain.
Right.
Okay.
Basically, you use Shopify to feature or broadcast product, have your shopping cart there, but blog on the WordPress site.
That's right. So you drive traffic with the blog to your money site, to your money pages.
Right.
That's how we do it for e-commerce stuff. I'm not a big e-commerce guy, but I know that's how typically we suggest doing it. So, MD Green said, like used to work, then they took it away. It's back now. Like used to work. Oh, he's talking about IFTTT recipes. Yeah, that trigger.
Video,
yeah, they did take it away for a while, and now it is back. That's true. I remember they used to have that trigger, and then it was gone. Now it's back. So whatever, it's back. I'm glad. Jordan says, 2 questions. Is it okay to have the same video under 2 playlists? Yes, absolutely, Jordan. No problem at all. MD Green says, will YouTube Live or Scheduled Hangouts or live events scheduled in the future show up under uploads for an IFTTT network? What about liking a YouTube live phantom post? Not sure what a YouTube Live phantom post is, unless you mean it's not been broadcast yet.
Yeah, I think that's probably what he's referring to.
Yeah, you can, when you set up a live event or a hangout on air, yeah, it will syndicate across the network with that gray phantom post image, or you know, that gray thumbnail image, because it hasn't broadcast yet. But you can absolutely do that, and that's actually really powerful. We've talked about this before, where if you set up a live event and then go ahead and let it syndicate through your networks and build links to, you know, additional links to the post that it sits on, that it's embedded on, then you can actually get really, really good results. And you know, there's a couple other products out there right now that kind of automate some of that stuff, but the IFTTT networks do the same thing. So like if you go ahead and start a hangout on air, for example, but you don't hit the broadcast button, but you let it sit and for like an hour or 2, then when you come back, it will have already propagated throughout the entire network, so that when you hit the broadcast button, it's going to go live. It'll be live streaming on all those different properties, and Google knows where its code is. You know, so it does help with ranking. And you can do the same thing with live events. For example, you can actually publish a live event, but not broadcast it, and you can schedule it out 2 weeks, 3 weeks, a month in advance. And then that gives you the opportunity to build additional links to those posts that the embed code's residing on.
Yeah, it would make sense, you know, because all of those events, I don't know, parties or eclipses, you know, where people are sharing the video before it happens, you know, and they are live events, so Google must give them rankings and exposure. But so by the time the event is live, you know, people can access it. So that would be my guess on why that's working so well.
Yeah, it does. It works really well. So we're going to run through just a couple more real fast, and then we're going to shut it down because we got MasterClass starting in about 7 minutes, guys. So let's see. Is Mastermind founding member price ever coming back, Joe? Joe, probably not. That, you know, the reason why the price has gone up is because we continue to add more and more training to everything. And so, you know, as the value goes up, so shall the price. And, you know, we have, trust me, we over deliver on that, buddy. So, but no, I don't think it'll ever come back down to what the founding member pricing was. It would have to take some sort of special event, I'm sure. So, excuse me. MD Green says, I'm a fan of the landscaping industry. Yeah, landscaping, that's not quite as high a margin as the tree service industry, but it's still a good industry to do that in. One that is not very good to be in is lawn care, because there's not very good, there's not really much profit margin there. So I know, because I've tried it. Power Suggest Pro is a beast, Ken says. Yeah, it is. It's my favorite keyword tool of all time, and I've tried keyword tools that cost hundreds of dollars per month. No kidding. And Power Suggest Pro is like $47, I think, right now. Normally it's $97, but it's on sale right now, and it's like hands down my favorite keyword tool of all time. It's fast and quick, and it works. Elliot Lombardo says, if you guys are this helpful, and I'm not even a member yet, I'm in. Funnily enough, my father has been in the tree biz for years. Couldn't be more spot on about the unsophisticated nature of the entire industry. Yep.
Right.
Jordan Fowler says, Power Suggests no Mac option. Yeah, but you can run it in a parallel or on a server if you got a VPS.
Yeah.
Or you could VirtualBox, anything like that you can run it on.
If you're using a Mac, you're losing a lot of options when it comes to SEO because many tools run only on the Windows. You know, it's a downside. You can get a VPS really cheap and run that and many other tools.
Or just use VMware parallels.
Yeah,
virtual machine on the Mac, so you can run
and
those as
if
well.
you're going to be doing SEO work, you're probably going to need a VPS anyways.
Yeah.
So just run it on a VPS, you know.
Yeah.
So that way you're not sullying up your Mac with Windows products.
Let's see. Jeff was saying here how we should make a SaaS product that's a dashboard that helps manage all of the personas he wants to make with our IFTTT.
Wow.
Oh, Jeff.
Whoa.
Yeah. Did you have to open the floodgates? We got a closed shop right now, man. We're
Yeah.
Jeff,
You're
I'm
in
glad
for
that
a
you
treat.
asked. Look, I'm going to just tease it just a little bit. I'm not even going to show it yet, but
You're in for a treat, Jeff.
Adam has been trying to put the ball gag in my mouth for the last several weeks to keep my mouth shut about this, but we've got software as a service coming out. We're going to be launching it to the Mastermind members kind of for beta access over the next couple of weeks. We'll probably have it available between now and next week to where we're going to be giving beta access to our Mastermind members to help us work out, find bugs and things like that. But we have a full network management software application that will manage all your IFTTT networks. It will monitor them for uptime. It's got a marketplace where you can purchase the IFTTT networks to get rid of the Wufoo forms setup that we have currently. We have the marketplace for link building. We have the marketplace for buying aged and paid, Web 2.0s with page authority. All of this all within one dashboard.
Yep, and if you buy the networks through us, it'll automatically be uploaded into the monitoring system.
Yep, when you order from us, it'll automatically add everything directly into the monitoring system, and plus there's a press release services in there. I mean, it's going to be like a one-stop shop, and the name of it's, should I tell them the name or should I wait?
Give him the name.
Yeah,
SERP Space. It's SERP Space. That's the name of the product, and again, we're going to beta release it to our Mastermind members within the next week or so. And then after we've worked out some bugs and kind of hammered away at it from everybody using it, we're going to launch it to the public, and you guys will know about it. I promise you that. So look at that. Look at Michael.
What? All right. On that disturbing note, we're going to wrap things up.
Oh, wow. All right, guys. We will see you all next week. Masterclass members, we'll see you in just a moment. And remember, Mastermind and Affiliate Accountability Group tomorrow. So we got lots of training coming up for the next 2 days, guys. We'll see you then.
Yes, sir.
All right. See you guys.
See ya. Bye.
Bye.
Thanks, guys.